Hello, and welcome back to Evolution 10.4.4, brought to you by Medtech. In today's webinar, we will now delve into the exciting way that Medtech Evolution simplifies referral services and several new enhancements in both inbox and outbox. The first thing we'll need to do is obviously make sure that we've got a patient set up in the palette. So we'll just do an F2. Or we'll just do a patient search, Control F2, and we'll search for our favorite person, Sherry, and double click on that. Obviously from here we've set up the patient there, so we can F6 to go into the patient manager and go into the outbox settings. What we'll do is we'll just go to an ad and do a search on the type of referral. So we might look at a biochemistry type one there. So we'll just go into laboratory order. And click on the biochemistry field, and you'll see now that Medtech has basically updated the notes field. So you will be prompted for this notes field. It's been updated to 50 characters, so you can type in checks for. So you can add in the various required notes into the prompt field now. The next feature I'll quickly show you is obviously the SMS configuration for the template in the Outbox folder. You're obviously going to have to go through the document designer screen, which pretty much is quite a common tool used in Medtech Evolution or Medtech products. So in order to do so, we just go into Select Setup, Inbox, Outbox, go into the document. You can sort of see it opened up a document. We'll do a recall letter, and you can sort of see what we're looking to do is the filter there into the SMS template. So you can sort of see it's already set up there. That's picked up the patient outbox. So the next feature I'll show you, obviously we can just click out of the document designer there because that's obviously set up with the SMS template. We've already got the new patient document set up there, so I'll just bring that to the front a little bit. So we just go into the More tab, and what we just want to make sure is that we have the relevant, you'll see all the information here for the details, subject information, the CC recipients, task prefixes and reminders with obviously the wizards and the like down on the bottom. What the functionality I just wanted to work through was the send SMS feature, which as you can see is there on the bottom left, just to make sure that all the services are set up correctly. You can sort of see that it's under the task reminder details. So the ellipsis button next to the send SMS will be enabled when ticking the SMS checkbox. So you can sort of see it's already selected. So the next thing we'll do is compose our SMS that's going to go out. So I'll do the shorthand keys, Control Alt S, or we can just go into, we don't want to click on the patient, so I'll just click out of that. Sorry about that. Or we can just go into module, Control Alt S, send SMS. So here's the tab here with the send SMS. You can see all the relevant information that needs to be on there. We'll pick the Outbox SMS that we were discussing before because that's already set up in the template. Normally you should give approximately 5 minutes when you set up the template just to make sure before you transfer to the SMS compose screen. And with relevance, that's obviously the so to the time setting adjustment as well. So you can sort of see there's set up at 4:30 and 4:35 on the screen there. So obviously, you can put the relevant phone contacts, the template that's gone in there, and then the test information that's on there. If there's any additional family member information, you can sort of see that there that needs to be added. Just an important note is that users will be allowed to create only one Outbox SMS per Outbox document. So obviously the send SMS checkbox and the new view patient document screen will be disabled after creating an Outbox SMS for the Outbox documents. That's a really important piece of information there. So obviously next what we'll do is we'll send off that SMS. So we're happy with that. We press OK. So that's gone out. So the next function we'll show is obviously the patient outbox because that's a new functionality that's been introduced. So there's obviously a new type SMS that's been in there. So for anyone that's interested in being able to see that the SMS service obviously working, you have a look at the inbox received and out, but we'll have a look at the outbox received. So there we are there. You can sort of, I'm just going to open up that as much as possible. You can sort of see that we've just executed an SMS. I'll just let that one off. There, you can sort of see the time differential I was alluding to a little bit earlier. So I guess there's a type description. It tells you there's a type description column obviously there. This one is pretty much the patient palette. It'll give you a different description if you sent it from, say, the patient outbox, which is what we've done at the bottom, or if there's a rejected messages screen that'll obviously be prompted as well if the message was rejected for whatever reason. Additionally, the patient outbox type is also included, and it's basically shown in the filtered received SMSs. So whilst we're in here, we just click on the little filter icon there, and you can go to here and basically select the patient outbox type. And there's other filters as well that you can have a look through, but there's that one. So let's go okay, and it brings you the details of the status and the location. Okay, so just getting out of that. So now we can go in. There's been another feature that we've brought in is the setup of the inbox actions. So it's simply a case of setup and then into new inbox actions. So just open that up. You'll see there's a default there that basically the sort of principle behind this is to basically set up an action for an inbox record. So you'll just see what the different. If I just maximize that a little bit. Different types of widgets that they have available there. Obviously, you'll see that they've got the nurse to advise as a default, non-urgent appointment, receptionist advise, and then the urgent appointment. So all the inactivated inbox actions will display with a strike mark in the inbox action screen. So there is nothing that we've set up there for the inbox actions. So what we'll do is we'll go through just the process of adding a new inbox action. So you can sort of pretty similar to what we had there. We've already got the nurse to advise, but I think that would be the most common one that we would go in there. So we just put in the code being N. We might give it a different color palette than what they already have. So obviously we've selected nurse to advise. We've already got that there, so we don't have to bring that one up. So we can also just go into the current version of there. So that's the latest version of the inbox action. So now that we've obviously created, that action, go out of that, we can now actually see the inbox record, or we can set the provider for that inbox record. So I'll just open up your new patient inbox whilst we've got the patient manager open, and you'll see that there's now a Dropbox that's been allocated there, and you can sort of see there it is there. So nurse to advise. So that's the new column action that's been set up, which is quite a versatile inbox that you can use. If you set up a different color to like sort of a color for the palette scan, that's your own individual one, it'll obviously highlight in the respective color as well. All right, so we'll just cancel out of that. The next feature that I'll show, we don't actually need to just cancel out of that, is obviously there's a filter provider inbox now that's been added. So whilst we're in the patient manager again, under the inbox, you can sort of click on the little filter tab there, and it basically, so we can create a staff task for the patient provider on the inbox screen. So it's given us the ability to do so by making sure that it's basically a new task folder there for the patient inbox. So here you'll see that if you go into action there, you can sort of see once again your nurse to advise can be highlighted. So we can quickly go out of that, and we've got another action that I'd like to show. So we're obviously still in our inbox there. So this is the task. So the new one of the new features that we also provide is there's a new button by the description of task that's new to the view patient inbox. So you can sort of see it's grayed out there, but basically it's been introduced to this particular view patient screen for creating a new staff task. So the task itself will be enabled only when a patient is selected in the patient and a staff is selected in the attention drop down. So you can sort of see what we just did there. Let's just make sure we can highlight one. So, I mean, obviously what we'll do is we'll just go back to assigning the action task as we've been going through, nurse to advise, and then you would commonly look to attention the doctor himself. So in this regard, it would be Dr. Medtech, and thus would trigger the new staff task option, and then from there you would just okay that, and yeah, you've obviously set that up with the new feature. So, I mean, obviously you've signaled the action and you've attentioned it to Dr. Medtech, so we can go out of that. You simply press OK to get out of there, and then that would be the aim, that you would be assigning a new task, possibly to the doctor. So I suppose the next side of that is obviously the doctor seeing the tasks that are in there and seeing that their attention. So there's some cool things that you can see there. There's an action item task that comes up, and then you've got the patient and staff task, as well as you can also filter for the preference for the doctor himself. So you can sort of see there, and you can see the tasks and filter down for the actions that you've set up. So as you can sort of see that obviously all the active inbox actions are available are on the setup screen, and you can filter them to your customized way. Thank you again for joining our relatively long webinar today. I hope you found this useful. The webinar contents and associated notes will be uploaded to our webinar library for future viewing. Don't forget, for any interactive Q&A, have a look at our chatbot service that's on our website, www.medtechglobal.com. Remember to scroll down to AU for support for any questions you have directly related to any of our webinar material, or email us on support.au@medtechglobal.com. Thank you.